How you doing, everybody? I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
And this is Smack Talk. With us today is Oscar
Castañeda.
Castañeda.
Sergeant,
All right.
U.S. Marine.
We got
Sergeant
a special guest today to talk a little soccer with us. We're going to start out real quick with the Belgium and Russia game. Go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah, this game was probably hyped up to be a better game than the game that followed it, the Algeria-South Korea game. However, this game was a snoozer. Both teams look flat. Russia, again, starts the same lineup, pulls a Fabio Capello pulled a Roy Hodgson, starts the same lineup. Doesn't change anything from their draw to South Korea. It finished 1-0 Belgium. It was 11-13 on shots. Both teams had 6 shots on target. Both teams pretty much only had half chances. Nothing really real clear cut. Fouls was 13-9 in favor of Belgium. So it was, again, we're even on fouls. Russia had a lot of corners early. So it says 8-5, but I think Russia had like 6 in the first 30 minutes. Okay. But nothing came out of any of them. Bad delivery into the box, easy clearances, things like that.
Dude, the stat that totally sticks out to me: 7-0 in offsides. Belgium offsides 7 times.
That was Romeo Lukaku, and I was going to talk about that. You talk about an out-of-form player that should not be playing. This dude doesn't know where to be. He doesn't know where the space is. He doesn't even know where the back line's at because he's offsides all the time. He looked horrible in this game. He looked horrible. In fact, I almost felt bad for my son for making him wait 2 hours to go to breakfast because I wanted to watch this game because I thought something was going to happen, but no, it didn't.
All right, so
that's why I missed it too.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it either.
It was a snooze.
I didn't watch it either.
I thought it was going to be a great game. Our predictions were totally off.
Is Russia eliminated now?
No.
No?
No, Russia's not eliminated, amazingly. To recap the game was not very good until Kevin Morales was an Everton player, was subbed in for Dries Mertens. I believe it was the 73rd minute. He seemed to change the game. His pace, he's a fast player. He's pushing up. He helped Edison Hazard, who looks kind of out of sorts in the beginning of the game. Helped him exploit more space by being in other runs, being more creative options.
Didn't Mertens came in the last game and scored a goal too?
Mertens came in the last game, so he got the start. Morales has not started in the World Cup, but he came in, and I think that creative presence of Morales, that push forward, helped Hazard a little bit, because then Hazard started to work himself back into the game. An interesting point is something I haven't seen in a while in soccer. There was a foul on Romeo Lukaku right before he got subbed off, and in the ensuing free kick, Afakaniv, the Russian goalie, is trying to line up his wall. And you know how the goalies, they kind of like peek over at the post and stuff? Right. While he's doing that, he's only like casually stepping back in to check the angle. And Kevin Morales scuffs the shot. It hits the post. I mean, it was going in. It hit the post and bounced right back out to a Russian player. I don't think his own teammates were ready.
Caught him off guard.
Yeah, because if they'd have been crashing in, it would have been a tap in. Afakaniv had no clue what was going on. In fact, he looked at the ref like it should have been. Yeah. But the ref had never blown the whistle. Yeah, and that definitely gave Belgium some.
Well, doesn't the ref have to blow the whistle to get him started?
If he blows it to stop it. Mm-hmm. But if it's just a free kick, and he never blows his whistle to stop it, it can just go. So if he blows it to stop, he didn't. He just pointed to the foul. Everyone started lining up on their own. The ref hadn't even done the walk-off yet.
Okay, so Belgium's through. Belgium is through. Can Belgium make any noise in the knockout stage?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
The key is who they're going to play out of our group. We'll get into that after we talk about ours. But the key is who these teams going to play out of our group. Because this is Group H. We're Group G. Mm-hmm. So the winners and runners-up of our group, 2 groups, play each other. So
there's a good chance the U.S. gets Belgium if we advance.
Yeah, there's a good chance that U.S. gets Belgium.
Can the U.S. hang with Belgium?
Belgium destroyed us in a friendly.
Yeah, they did.
I think, you know what, this World Cup, I'm loving it so far because there's been so many surprises, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like we're getting a lot more fans out there, and you guys seeing it on social media, a lot of bandwagons, a lot of this, a lot of that. U.S., us being one of them, obviously coming out of nowhere. Well, I knew, people like us that know about this sport, we know the U.S. have been playing like this for many years.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we shouldn't rule those out. It shouldn't be an easier way out of the group if we meet one of these 2 guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because anything can happen.
Yeah, I will
say
this. The highlight of the game, the sub, I can't say his first name because it's definitely off, but Origi was subbed in for Lukaku. He immediately looked better than Lukaku.
Yeah.
He scored an 88th minute goal, top of the net, off of a Hazard assist, which is something that Hazard looked like he was lacking with Lukaku because Lukaku is either offside or he doesn't know where to be at. His kid's 19 years old. He's the 11th youngest player to ever score in a World Cup, and we're talking about since the 30s. And he's the youngest player ever for Belgium to score in a World Cup. And that pretty much put Belgium through because it was going to look like a 0-0 draw.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely looked like a 0-0 draw. In fact, I had a parlay that had Russia plus half a point, USA plus half a point, and Mexico tomorrow that would have paid $150. But this goal screwed it up in the very beginning. The rest of it could have shook out. We'll talk about the USA here in a second. The next game, however, was what we called it a napper. We called it a napper on the show, and it was anything from a napper.
We literally said I'm going to be drinking in the morning, so by that time I'm going to sleep it off and then get back to it after the game's over. In reality,
Algeria
Shawn came by the
versus
house, and all of a sudden it was 3-0 in the first half.
Yeah, Algeria, South Korea was one of the most entertaining games of this World Cup.
Yeah, and people would expect South Korea a little bit more, more from them. But
that's what I did.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this.
I had a 2-0 Algeria victory. He had a 2-0 South Korea victory.
Sure did.
The 2-goal difference is in my favor. I picked Algeria to win. It ended up being 4-2. Like Tony told you, it was 3-0 at halftime.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You talk about do it dirty. They played long ball after long ball after long ball consistently over the top of the
If South Korea had Lee Dong-gook,
they
would have won.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying.
It started out with Slimani, their striker, scored a 26-minute goal on a ball over the top.
Dude, I couldn't name you one player on Algeria. This is
Faraguli, who
I'm
scored
glad that
in the first game.
ESPN FC gives us these stats that we can talk about.
Yeah, because these guys' names are hard to pronounce. Faraguli is the one that produced the ball off the top. They then had a header from Halichi. That's probably not how you say his name.
No,
he's Algerian.
probably not.
2 minutes later, he put a goal in. And then
Jabu.
I know how to say that one right because I watched that goal. That's when I walked out and told you it was 3-0.
The D silent.
Yeah, the D is silent, like Django.
Yeah.
That's Jabu.
Like Django. Okay. Jabu Unchained scored a goal.
Jabu off another Faraguli assist. Excellent cross. One of those crosses that you hate to see. The low cross that completely goes all the way across the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy on the backside, nobody touches it.
Right.
The defenders are there. The guy on the backside taps it in. So
Okay.
it's 3-0 at halftime. I tell Tony. Tony's got this shocked look on his face, and I'm like shocked too.
Yeah.
We watched the second half, and all of a sudden it's like South Korea. It's like somebody told them that they were in a World Cup game. Because then they started to play.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Any new subs? Anybody else came in? No.
They brought in who's the tall kid? Kim. I can't say his first name.
They brought in Kim. I don't know.
He's like a 7-foot Korean.
But soon, the striker,
the best player they have on their team.
Dude, he made a sick move in the box that was just off a rebound. That he just faked one way and went the other way, and
the defender was turned around.
You can't explain it because you have to just see it. And then he put the goal 5-hole, hockey style, through the legs.
Yeah, and so then South Korea's down 3-1, and all of a sudden they're in the game. So that plays out for about 12 minutes, and then Brahimi, who ends up getting subbed out right after this.
I actually do know this guy.
He just 5-holes the South Korean goalie on almost an exact. He didn't do the slick move that Son did, but it's almost the same run of play, a rebound. He gets the ball, finish. He cuts to the right, 5-holes the goalie. It was like the same goal. So then it goes 4-1 Algeria. And you think South Korea is going to lay over, and they don't. They come right back down, and Koo puts in another goal. And this one, the shot before from Kim, the tall dude, remember he put the rocket shot all the way across net, and it was saved. And then Koo comes right back and scores. So now we got a 4-2 game. And the last 18 minutes of this game were just wide open. The stats don't really show this. They only had 15 shots for Algeria, 8 on goal, 9 for South Korea, 6 on goal. I think those 6 on goal came in the second half because in the first half, from what I watched, South Korea didn't do anything with the ball. Mm-hmm. They had possession the whole game. It says 54-46 in favor of South Korea. South Korea had the ball.
50-50.
Yeah, but South Korea had the ball, like they did against Russia. They had the ball, and I said they looked dangerous in possession. They didn't look any danger in possession in the first half. In the second half, they looked quite a bit better.
A lot of contact. A lot of contact.
Yeah, a lot of fouls.
16-13 in foul. Algeria had 16 fouls. Dude, I mean, like, when it comes to the World Cup, teams are playing aggressive. You see this every game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Costa Rica had 24 fouls the other day, and then
20 the first game.
And 20 the first game.
against Italy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the two highest totals. Well,
Nice.
no, because Croatia had 21 in the first game, but we think that's a conspiracy.
Yeah, because Brazil only had freaking 5 in the game. 21-5 in fouls. I'm sorry, the opening game is ridiculous.
All right, so let's talk about this group. As Kaz said earlier, Belgium is through. They got 6 points. They got a +2 goal diff. It does not matter what happens in their final game. They're guaranteed first or second. They haven't seized first. They haven't clinched it because Algeria could definitely take first spot from them if Belgium were to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Belgium plays South Korea, which is not good for South Korea because both South Korea and Russia need a win to advance, plus the tiebreaker. So they don't just win. They need to win the goal diff battle too. Because if they finish with 4 points and Algeria was to lose to Russia, then Algeria is out. Algeria just basically can't lose.
Dude, the way Algeria is playing, though, I mean, the way they looked in the first game was awesome. The way they look today is just friggin' incredible. I think they win their last game. I think they get
Russia,
the 6. Yeah, I think they get the 6, and I think Belgium, I think they're going to draw. I think so. Belgium gets 7. So you're going to look at
Belgium,
and
Algeria,
Russia,
which
7,
is
6.
sad for me because I picked Belgium, Russia. Russia was one of my dark horses. Japan was my other dark horse.
Until you watched Algeria play.
Until I watched Algeria. I will say this: if Russia wins, they have the ability to win games. They did great in Euro qualifying. Okay, so they're playing quality teams. I do think if Russia wins, they take that second spot, which is what I'm hoping for. But the way it looks like they've been playing recently, 2 games against South Korea, Algeria, or South Korea and Belgium, they didn't look very great. And some of that is, I believe, is on Fabio Capello because, again, Kurzakov does not start the game, doesn't get subbed in until the 89th minute. Zagadoev doesn't start the game, gets subbed in at the 75th minute. Those are their 2 best players. That's best players, and they're not in the game to start. So
it's like subbing in Messi and Aguero
at the very end.
At the very end when you're down, when you're losing, whatever. It's ridiculous. So
it's a bad management.
Let's move on to the.
Let's talk about a game that we can all get into.
That's right, USA,
you know what I'm
baby. USA.
I'm tired of hearing Shawn talk about Algeria.
Yeah, I don't even know half these players.
The U.S. played Portugal today, and if you don't know this, you live under a rock.
And if you do know this, you're probably on the United States bandwagon.
And as pissed off as we are.
Fine. The more support, the better.
So yesterday, I called a 2-1 U.S. victory. I called Portugal scoring first. I called a Fabian Johnson goal, which didn't happen. But I also called a late winner 2-1. Now, Portugal did score first.
Yes.
I don't know who scored. Nani scored.
Nani scored. Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about the idiotic play.
It's a shot on goal. It's a failed clearance by Geoff Cameron, who basically just whiffs and sends the ball backwards.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a terrible mistake. Defense was still sleeping. You know what I mean? They're still waking up.
And Nani's just sitting there, and he has enough time to settle the ball down. Howard, he does like a squat, lean, fall over because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. And Nani just puts it into the roof.
There's nothing he can do. That goal is not on Tim Howard whatsoever.
No, it's not. No. A save would have been miraculous.
Yeah,
at that point.
It's like one of those deflection shots that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
there's nothing the goalie could do. Really. And this one, unfortunately, was defender that deflected and put it over.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing that Howard could have done.
After that, Portugal's got a 1-0 lead. There was a great save in the 30th minute by Tim Howard where he's falling to his right, and he literally takes a hop off his right foot and puts his hand up. And tipped it over the bar. It would have been 2-0 Portugal.
Not to mention the shot before that went off the post.
Coming in
the shot off the That was when the
Postiga went out.
Yeah, Hyder Postiga went out and the sub came in. They hit the post. Yeah, that was so it ends up 1-0 at halftime. Right?
Yeah.
Which is good for me at the time because I had a bet running on Tony's prediction. Would have won me $58 off my $2. So it's looking good. And then the second half starts, and the United States starts doing what we want them to do. They keep possession. They look better. They look better in possession. Bradley gets more involved in the game.
They were controlling the ball a lot more better, man. I think we had more possession in the first 20 minutes than Portugal did. I think the first 20 minutes in the second half, that was all U.S.
Yes.
Man. It was lovely. It was awesome. I love their attacking game. I love the control. Compared to the first game we had, passing wise, our accuracy was just a lot better, man. It was a big improvement.
Yeah, definitely. And Fabian Johnson, man, coming in from the right back position, attacking,
so dangerous.
Yeah, attacking. His pace is just incredible.
It was his shot that won the corner, which led to our equalizer.
Yeah,
because off the corner, another failed clearance. Jermaine Jones, he had already had a nice shot in the game that was saved, but he gets the ball and he's normally left-footed.
Yeah.
And he just comes in, he dribbles to his right, and he just fires it.
Yep.
And that
Bender.
ball goes in. Yeah, a bender. Yeah, the goalie's like, yeah, that's not going in. The ball just bends right inside the.
Oh, yeah, he didn't even dive.
I
He
love
didn't
that
even dive.
shot, man. I love seeing
You
that
wanna
shoulder.
see-
Whoop, just stood still.
Three men screaming and hugging each other. That's what was happening.
Right here, dude.
Yeah, we were.
That's
yeah,
what
we were
was
going
happening.
nuts. Yes,
That
we were
was a
going nuts.
beautiful, beautiful shot, man. Amazing shot.
And
I mean,
that
we were
seemed to-
talking. Yeah,
Yeah, that seemed to wake up the United States.
I did. It
Because
fired
then we
him
were
up.
like, hey, we can do this.
We can come back. Exactly. I don't think the guys ever gave hope at
Yeah.
all, man. I love the way they played strong. Those last 30 seconds, that was just a curse or something, man.
So before we get to
Yeah.
the final of the game, the one thing I want to say is, has there ever been a goal scored off of a dick? In a World Cup?
Yes.
Today. You saw it today.
Today, because Dempsey pretty much put his pecker into the ball.
He had. Was that count as a header?
Yeah, that's a header. Yeah, yeah.
I think so,
High five,
man.
that's a header. Yeah,
Good for him,
Dempsey
though.
with the header.
Good for him.
The mushroom header.
So one thing that happened, and Tony was screaming, didn't want this to happen, and I said it. They subbed in DeAndre Yedlin, plays for the Seattle Sounders, and I said it. This kid's got pace. I was telling Kaz.
No,
Kaz,
you're right. I was wrong.
Sometimes he has a
Speed, dude.
tendency
Speed.
to be too fancy, but he was very direct. He hit the byline, cut it back. Dempsey laid it off to Bradley, who shoots. It gets deflected to Zuzi. Zuzi crosses it, and
bam,
the
baby.
header for the goal, and that put up the United States 2-1.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
you talk about grown men hugging each other,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there was
it was
a
bad.
flat out orgy.
I
in
think
there.
that
It
was all
smelled
over
like
the world.
sweat and sex
I
in
think
his house.
yeah. I think that was all over the world, man. This is
Yeah.
why I love the wagon.
Oh,
Because social
man.
media makes it easier for everybody to appreciate and support America.
Oh yeah,
more.
you know what?
I mean, I'm sure you got Marines in Afghanistan right now watching it. Marines
Yes.
in Iraq, everywhere.
Yeah.
Every soldier.
You know what?
Everybody hugging
But they're
each other,
going for
dog.
country. You got so
Hell
many
yeah.
people that haven't watched freaking soccer
You-
in their
hold on.
entire life.
Yeah.
Speaking of going
True.
for country, you know how many American citizens I seen on my Facebook post with "Go Portugal" and girls especially pictures of Ronaldo with his shirt off. Like, do you have any sense
Oh,
of patriotism
man.
whatsoever? Yeah, okay, we know Pretty Boy's a model, whatever. We know all this stuff. It doesn't matter. They're
Right.
the enemy.
Exactly.
Today, they're the enemy.
CIA, FBI investigate Shawn Adams' Facebook for terrorists because obviously
Yes.
they are
Yes,
terrorists.
they are
If
terrorists.
you're not rooting for the U.S., you
Sleeper
are a
cell.
freaking terrorist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Paul
You
Morris.
should be proud
Paul
of
Morris
America,
is
man.
rooting for Iran.
Dude.
You should be proud of America, man. And I think our teams are coming up, man, in all sports, dude.
Yeah.
Especially soccer. I hate soccer haters.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
I have them all over my Facebook too. Like, who cares about soccer? Who cares? Well, you're the only one who doesn't care about soccer,
Yeah, because
man. You
everyone
need to
else in
jump
the
on
world
board.
cares about soccer.
Yeah,
It's the
and
most
everybody else.
televised event in the world, right?
Exactly, and everybody else in the world cares about soccer, and FIFA is the biggest United States hater of soccer on the face of the earth.
Because every
because
year they get a
they're
chance,
so-
they screw us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? The world is so pissed off that we just dominate
We
in
have
every other
haters.
sport
Yeah.
that they're like, okay, we have some countries that are better than U.S. in this sport,
So let's put them in your group.
yeah, let's stick Germany, Portugal, and Ghana in your freaking
Yeah,
group.
yeah, the
And
team
look
that's
at
knocked
us
you
now.
out,
Look
yeah.
at us now. We
The
still
team
in
that's
game.
knocked you out the previous two tournaments, just go ahead and draw them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
we're
ahead.
just gonna put a little storyline in there and
And
give
make
Germany.
you travel even more and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
less
yeah,
rest
Oh, that's
days.
ridiculous.
yeah.
Have less rest
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
too,
yeah.
right?
Oh.
Germany gets an extra rest day,
Yeah.
and they traveled 4,000 kilometers less than
And
you.
you see that heat that they were playing in
Oh
today,
yeah,
bro.
and the pitch was so horrible. Dempsey talked about it after the game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
The pitch was just cutting
It's
up.
getting roughed up.
You got to give it. Some of those injuries for Portugal in the game could have been due to the
the
pitch,
field.
especially Besler. Again, Besler
Yeah,
with the
pulled
hip,
up
he
again.
stayed in. DeMarcus Beasley
yeah.
later in the game.
Who I thought played awesome in this
Yeah,
game
in this
because
game, he
he
did
was a
great.
little flimsy in the first half of the Ghana game, but in this game he was on point the whole friggin' game. He was staying pace with everybody that was up front. Ronaldo, if he was on that side, because Ronaldo was roaming in the center
Yeah,
basically the
yeah.
whole game. And Postiga in the beginning in the first half. I mean, he was on point the whole game, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The one person who wasn't on point for our defense was Geoff Cameron.
Oh,
He looked horrible.
Mhm.
Late in the game, they subbed in Omar Gonzalez to give us 5 defenders. That sub cost us the game because it happened right at the 90th minute.
Oh yeah. We talked
And
about that.
the fourth official had 4 minutes on his board and was ready to hold it up. But then when the sub was ordered, he
That's when
canceled
walk
it.
in.
He canceled it. He
Mhm.
gave the numbers for the sub, put his ear to his mic, and then changed it to 5 minutes.
Does it have to do with the 5 minutes or the fact that the sub that came in, Omar Gonzalez, the guy who I praised yesterday, was the one who cost the friggin' game by letting the friggin' striker by on the header?
Hold on. What I'm saying is that
Mm.
extra minute because the tying goal was scored in the 95th minute.
Sure.
It should have been 94. Game would have been over. Game should have been over. But because of that sub, it went into 1 extra minute. And so let's talk about that goal because Ronaldo didn't do anything all game. He fired over a free kick. He didn't do anything. He brought in a cross, an excellent cross, and you're right. Gonzalez let him through.
I'm just saying, it was a great cross.
There was 30 seconds.
But you have to play defense. You can't just give up at the end of the game and say, "Okay, we won." You know, you have to play for 90 minutes or till the whistle.
It was a long time for injury time. It really was. 5 minutes. I mean, that was a little bit overboard. I didn't think that was that many injuries.
No, I didn't see it.
Ridiculous.
It was a little overboard. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say this. When I watch soccer games with Tony, Tony is pretty accurate when he calls the stoppage time.
Yeah.
Okay? I've watched Tony call. There's a few times Tony will say 3 minutes. I'll say 1, and it's 2 or it's 1, and I'm right. But more often, Tony's like, oh, it's probably going to be 4 minutes, and it's 4 minutes. Tony, in this one, he said it's either going to be 3 or 4 minutes. And it was 4 minutes. 5. No, it was 4 at first until the sub, and then he, what was that? Oh, okay. Changed it to 5. Held up the board for 5
Well, you got to look, man. You got to look at the goals. You know what I mean? The second half, you had 2 goals, so that's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You had 2 bad injuries, so that's 2 minutes. So that's 4 minutes total.
But then
that stupid sub doesn't make a whole minute.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
But it doesn't. But it happened at the 90th.
That's
so
stupid.
Because of that, you got to give it to the fourth official because whatever that ref said, made him add more time to the board. So
all this adding time, you know what I say the ref should do? I say when a team's in the lead and they start flopping around the floor.
Right.
And they lay down, then you take time off the other way. Yep. You know what I'm saying? If it's 2 goals, you know what I'm saying? Then you have 2 minutes. But if somebody's flopping from the leading team, guess what? You take a minute back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous, man.
And I think the U.S. let their guard down because
it was
a couple of us did flop. You know what I mean? We were taking it to the corner to buy time, which is fine. I agree with that.
Yeah, the corner thing is cool.
Right, yeah. You can't
do anything faking injury sucks.
Faking injury, it does suck. It's part of the game. It's a strategic thing. It is what it is. And it's just very unfortunate, man, that cross was just picture.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Dude. I think that because there was only 30 seconds left when it happened.
Yeah.
I think, I said I was like 50 seconds left, and we had the ball, and then we tried to play it in the corner, and they knocked it off of us. They got the throw in, and then they went down. All we had to do was defend for about 35 seconds.
Yep.
And Ronaldo has space to play down the field because we were up front. He plays it down, and he just puts a cross in, a beautiful cross, world-class cross.
Yeah.
Okay? But I think that defense got a slack for a little bit, thinking,
they did.
Hey, we clear this one out, it's over.
Yeah.
Guy sneaks in front of Cameron, sneaks in front of Gonzalez, heads the ball.
Nothing Howard could do.
Howard is on the other side of goal,
yep.
And the ball goes cross goal, and now it's a 2-2 game.
You know what pisses me off, too? Is that on the next kickoff, Yedlin was streaking down the field.
Yedlin was streaking down the field.
Why did he not add 1 more minute after that goal?
Well, because
you know what I mean?
There was the goal. There was another goal. It took off at least 45 seconds.
It should be 30, even if it's 30 seconds. Yedlin's in on goal in 2.
Yep.
Because it gets kicked to Bradley. Bradley goes deep to Yedlin.
And he calls it off.
Right then and there, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, because the goal happened with 30 seconds left. That means there should have been 30 seconds to play.
That's what I'm saying.
It should have been 30 seconds added.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the group. Okay. Germany and USA both have 4 points. Germany's at top with a +4 goal diff because they demolished Portugal in the first game.
Yep.
Ghana and Portugal both have 1 point. The final matchups, and we talked about this, the travel days. Portugal and US have one less rest day than Ghana and Germany because they played yesterday. Okay?
Oh,
Ghana plays Portugal and Germany plays US. Now here's the thing about both these games. Let's say Germany and USA draw. They put both themselves in. In fact, I hope Jurgen Klinsmann calls his buddy Joachim Löw, teammate, former World Cup teammate, is like, hey, let's help each other out.
I don't want to kick your ass, and you don't want to kick mine.
We don't want to risk injuries.
This is why FIFA has bribery investigations.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It makes sense to
I'll
us,
take it.
everybody. You know, however.
Okay, so if they both draw, they both get in. A win for either team guarantees themselves in. So we would hope for a win or a draw. The key, the best respite we have, even though this game, we should have had 3 points, we should have been top of the group, we would have guaranteed ourselves in, we were 30 seconds away from that. The respite that we have is that Ghana and Portugal play each other, and if they draw each other, they knock themselves out. If Portugal does win, they're -4 on the goal diff. They'd have to win by an insane margin, which is not going to happen against Ghana. Hopefully, it doesn't happen.
No, it's not
to beat us on goal diff.
The way that Ghana played against Germany, there's no friggin' way.
That's the fear I have, is that Ghana, if Ghana wins the game, because they're only
I don't
-1
want to
on the
talk
goal
about
diff.
what happens if Ghana wins the game.
I'm just saying,
Right.
if Ghana wins the game, that's worse for us because if we're losing against Germany and Ghana's winning, okay,
Right.
it's going to be happening at the same time. Both games
Right.
are going to be happening at the same time. So there's no way to know what Ghana's goal diff is based on the margin unless somebody's running the score to Klinsmann. Okay, because
Right.
the U.S. can only control what they're in the game to do,
Yeah.
which kind of puts them at a disadvantage because if Ghana goes up and takes a 2-0 lead and we're down 1-0,
Dude, why are
Ghana's
we
going to
talking
advance.
all
I'm
this
just saying.
negativity?
I'm not being negative.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
being
gotta
negative.
put- you just
I'm
gotta
just
win.
saying.
You gotta
I'm just
win.
saying the possibilities for Ghana is worse. I'm not so worried about Portugal
Right.
because their goal diff it makes
It's
them hard.
huge.
Even if they win and we lose,
Right, yeah,
the
yeah,
4
yeah.
points,
They
4
gotta
points.
smash.
They got to smash.
Either Germany
So-
has to smash us or vice versa.
My two
Mm.
hopes is either Jurgen Klinsmann, Joachim Low make a backdoor deal to just go 0-0 or 1-1 or whatever it is.
That shit ain't happening.
Okay,
Right.
but I hope that's what happens, right?
Right.
World Cup teammates help each other out.
Body language. Don't talk about it. You just know.
Yeah, you
we
just
play
know.
cool.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
playing cool. For some reason, Neuer's not starting.
Inside of your
Howard's not
head, you're looking-
starting.
inside of your head, you're looking at the other sideline going,
Yeah.
you know.
Or
We're in.
the hope that I have is that Ghana and Portugal draw.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
work too.
Because then it doesn't matter
And,
what
and I
happens.
think you could see that too. I think you could see Ghana stepping it up, and staying solid in the defense, staying true to their game, their
true to
way
their
of
game,
style.
Just like
and
they
then-
did against Germany.
Exactly, and having some great counterattacks, man, because they can run. They have
Okay.
some fast players, dude.
All right.
Let's talk about tomorrow's game.
Let's talk about tomorrow's games. Now, this is the beginning of round 3. So for those of you who don't know, we've just had from the 12th of June to the 22nd. We've had 3 games a day. There was 1 game on the 12th. There was
Mhm.
3 games a day. There
Tomorrow
was
we got
4
four.
on
Tomorrow
first
we got
Friday.
4. Yep.
Tomorrow we got 4.
Sweet.
There's going to be 4 games a day up until the 27th.
You have to get 2 TVs set up.
Wait.
Yeah,
At
you
the
gotta
same
do-
time.
Yeah, the same time.
I can't wait to hear this crap that comes out of Shawn's mouth right now
Go
when
ahead.
we predict this first 9 a.m. game.
What? Australia versus Spain?
No, we can predict that first, but
Okay.
that's the next one.
Okay.
Australia versus Spain. I'm going to call a 3-0 Spain win.
3-0.
3-0.
Did
What do you got,
say-
Cass?
I'm gonna say 2-1.
2-1. You
Yep.
think Australia actually
No,
scored?
1-2. Yeah, 1 Australia, 2
Okay.
for Spain.
All right.
Yeah, Diego Costa's not doing much. They haven't been playing
Not doing
cohesively.
Does he
When
even know how to
it
kick the ball?
comes to crashing out of the
Yeah,
World Cup, I'm
yeah.
going 2-0 Australia
Oh,
victory.
shut up.
Yeah.
Spain, they go out like France and Italy did in years past, where they start fighting in the locker room. Cesc Fabregas was kicked off the training pitch today because of his attitude.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm up on my soccer game. Spain's
Yeah.
crashing. I'm talking about crashing. Crash, burn, and die is what's happening to Spain.
Let's see
There's
how
so-
up
there's
he
so
is on
much
this
you
soccer
could say,
game real
dude.
quick because I can't wait to hear this crap that comes out of his mouth
All
right
right.
here.
With
Netherlands
Chile.
versus Chile. Go ahead and make your prediction, Shawn.
3-1 Chile.
That's what I thought. Crap. Absolute crap. We have
This is-
another
this is
person
gonna be-
sitting. We have another person sitting in the room. Just so you know, as I dropped the pen, and even he had a big sigh when he heard that crap come
Hey,
out of
Chile's
Shawn's mouth.
Chile's been playing great.
Chile's the
I don't
team,
think
and
they
I
have-
said this in previous shows. I said it when the groups were drawn. Chile is the one team nobody wanted in their group. They beat Spain. They
Mhm.
beat Australia. They are a good
Yeah,
team.
they're
Alexis
strong,
Sanchez,
dude.
Arturo Vidal.
Vidal,
Their
amazing.
Ospina, their goalie's having a great thing.
Did you guys see their commercial for the World Cup?
No.
Oh my god, it was so amped up. So that's just motivation for the Chilean people. The miners, how the miners were trapped
Oh,
in that
yeah.
mine. Well, they made a commercial coming out saying we were stuck. People thought we were dead, and we came out, and we're still alive, and we're still here.
Okay.
Oh,
So we
that's-
want our team to represent us and be here.
As a minor, I'm
Yeah.
proud of that.
Yeah,
as a
you
as a
should-
minor,
you should
I'm
see
proud
that
of that.
commercial,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, as a person who's
It'll
not a
give you
minor
chills, dude.
and a Netherlands fan, I say Aaron Robin has a hat trick, and the
Uh-oh.
Netherlands
I don't know about that.
crashes over the
Hat
dirt on that mine,
Oh,
and it's 5-1 Netherlands.
oh, you're going
I don't know about that,
man.
dude. I
But why
think
did you-
it's gonna be a way closer game than that. I think you guys are being too nice, too kind to each one of your respective teams.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's gonna be 3-2, man. It's gonna be a lot of goals.
3-2 Netherlands.
3-2 Netherlands. Yeah, I like their
Okay.
way style. Kroot, you see Kroot? It's on the sideline too. He's a
I see.
Netherlands assistant coach. Yeah,
Huh? Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Really?
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so now here's what we go for.
So now that we're past the
12
crap,
games.
Yeah.
Now we're past that group is already decided. That's Group B. That's
This is
already
my,
decided.
my second interest group.
So
right here.
the Netherlands Chile game is the only game that matters in the morning because that decides first
Yeah.
and second place.
Right.
They're both going to go through. It just determines who's gonna right.
Cool thing is that people are going to watch Australia-Spain because they want to see that big upset.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna watch it because I guarantee it's not. It's on ABC and everyone's gonna be watching ESPN.
Oh, dude,
Netherlands versus Chile.
You know what? I'm gonna watch the Netherlands.
I'm gonna be watching Netherlands versus Chile.
Robin has a hat trick and they go up 3-0.
So the later games, the 12 p.m. games, is where it gets really interesting because we got Brazil, Croatia, and Mexico in this group. Brazil and Mexico with 4 points. Brazil at the top of the group on goal diff. Croatia with 3 points after their loss to Brazil in the opening game, but a win against Cameroon puts them even on goal diff with Brazil, even though they got 3 points. Croatia, Mexico, the winner of that game is going through.
It's going up, yep.
Brazil, Cameroon. Brazil, all they got to do is win. The key here is my dream scenario, and these aren't my predictions, my dream scenario is that Croatia, Mexico draw. That gives Mexico 5 points, Croatia 4 points. Brazil loses 1-0 to Cameroon, and they lose on goal diff to Croatia, the team that they unfairly beat because of the Fred penalty. Karma. And they crash. That's right, karma. Yeah. The soccer gods do them justice. Right. And Cameroon, who hasn't showed up all game, they do something.
That would be
That's
something
what I
unreal. That would be something unreal. I think, man, the World Cup would definitely
there would be
a big upset. There's already riots in Brazil.
You think people would still go to the games if Brazil wasn't in it?
Yeah, people would still go to the games, but yeah.
I don't know if the stadium
Brazilians would go to the game if Brazil
I bet you the construction workers know how to disassemble those stadiums. In like 3 days. They took like 4 years to build them. They'll probably be like nuts and bolts out like overnight. Like nobody's playing in the final.
Nobody's fucking playing anymore.
Yeah.
That'd be a huge upset.
Cameroon and Brazil.
Is Samuel
I don't think that's going to happen.
Samuel Eto'o's a doubt.
He's a doubt right now. Yep.
I'm going to say...
And Zakora's out.
I'm going to say Zuniga scores, and it's 1-0 Cameroon.
Really? He plays for Colombia. Cameroon. You really? Again?
Damn, I just love his name.
I know. He plays for Colombia.
Sorry.
So you're going 1-0 Cameroon.
I don't care who scores. I just hate Brazil, so I'm just going to read
I know my dream scenario is to see what Tony said, but I'm going to go a 4-0 victory for Brazil.
Yeah, well, you're probably more correct than I am.
I'm going to say Hulk and Neymar.
Hulk had a little nagging injury lately.
Yeah. Cameroon's a perfect team for that.
I think it's going to be 3-0. One by Dani Alves, the other one by Fred, and another one by Neymar free kick.
Yeah, okay. Hey. Yeah, Neymar.
Neymar free kick. So, man, he had some great shots the last 2 games.
You know what I think is funny? That Fred and Joe play up front for Brazil.
Yeah, they're Brazilian. You know, their names aren't really, his name's not really Hulk. Yeah. His name's not really Hulk. His name's not really Joe. I know. It's like Oscar Castañeda, Sanchez, whatever. It's like 18 names.
Junior.
It's kind of short. They're like, what's your first 2 initials? Jose Joe. Hulk's name isn't even Hulk. The reason why he was called Hulk, which interesting story, is because he was so little as a young kid. He was so little and he played with so much rage that they called him Hulk, Little Hulk, when he played in Brazil.
Yeah.
And the name just stuck because his real name is like, every alphabet letter. It's crazy. And that's the thing.
True.
It is funny though to hear Joe, Fred, Hulk, you hear these names. One thing I'll say in my 4-0, you talk about free kicks. I'm gonna call it David Luiz free kick.
Yeah,
I like that.
David Luiz,
he can
power the ball.
Man, he's one of my. I wish Barcelona could get him, man.
Yeah,
because we need. I know, but we need a defense, and David Luiz would just fit right in.
Yeah, David Luiz.
One lion's gone, bring another lion in.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, he's on PSG.
All that money.
I like your Dani Alves pick because Dani Alves is a player who,
he's hungry.
I say the word ruthless. Yeah. Because in every important game, whether it's for Barcelona or Brazil, this dude is just around the ball.
Since Sevilla games. I loved him when he was in Sevilla.
Yeah.
It was awesome. He's still playing great.
I'm a punk. I'm a punk. Okay, Brazil's probably gonna win. All right. No, I'm not gonna change.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna still stay with hope.
You hate it, but you respect it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm just trying to go against Shawn here. That's
Look,
all.
I've got Brazil, France in the final.
Yeah, the Netherlands are winning the whole thing.
I don't want to see Brazil advance, but they're probably going
Robin Van Persie is going to hoist that cup.
Yeah, so Tony knows this. He thinks this. Let's just say Chile does beat the Netherlands.
Yeah,
or Brazil does finish second because Mexico wins. Right? Let's say goal diff and Brazil's first or second, Netherlands first or second. You could see Brazil, Netherlands in the first stage of the knockout.
We talked about this last show.
That would be nice.
You forget that there's only one time that Brazil has ever lost to a European team in a World Cup.
Yeah, Uruguay.
That was a European team. That was last World Cup in the semis against Netherlands. They were winning 1-0 at halftime. Netherlands came back to beat them 2-1. You don't think that Brazilian team wants revenge if they play Netherlands? Because they eventually will. Even if they don't play in the first round, they'll go to the quarters and they'll be playing each other. Netherlands is
Yeah,
not
I still think
Brazil.
the Netherlands is better.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think
I don't
so
think
either.
so either.
They're
Well,
too weak at the defense.
You guys are lovely. And so, which brings me to my next pick that I know you're going to not like either. 2-1 Croatia victory
Ooh.
over Mexico.
You think?
In fact,
you think
let's give this a little.
Two goals against the Shawn?
Let's give that a little push
First
up.
of all, because I was gonna pull that fucking ball in your face.
Yeah, he just knocked knocked off the El Tree ball. He's got 2-1 Croatia.
You forgot. I know where you live now.
Yeah.
You're fine.
He's not actually gonna leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here in the closet. You're gonna die.
Yeah, tonight he's going to breathe over my bed.
No,
like
really.
heavy,
2-1, Croatia. Why?
Well, I think Ochoa has basically kept Mexico in all the games, and you can't play like that forever. You can't get lucky forever. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that was more than lucky. Lucky would have been 2.
it's skill.
That was
it's
a lot
skill.
of skill,
It's skill, but you can't play like that forever.
I agree.
You can't take shot after shot after shot and make amazing saves.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you
tournament.
this.
But that was one of the most even games that we've seen so far. Also, at least top 3.
Well, he's done it in the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
game also,
Because
not just the game against Brazil.
Mexico had way more shots
Yeah.
than against Brazil, man.
Yeah,
Second half.
hey,
But in
Tony,
the first
Tony's
game,
been hating
Ochoa-
on Mexico since it started.
Look,
and
the
I
only
said it from the
problem I
get-go.
have with Mexico-
Mexico's dangerous.
The only problem I have with Mexico is that they shouldn't be here. Panama should be here.
We shouldn't either, but we're there.
The U.S. kicked them
You're
in.
right. The road to the World Cup was hideous.
But it's not about how you got there.
Exactly.
You're there. It's what you do when the door gets opened, not
Hey,
how you got
look,
there.
dude,
Was the
I
US
would love
supposed
to
still
pull gold
survive this
horseshoes
group?
out of my ass every day for the rest of my life, but it's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Ochoa can't do it.
Hey, I'll
Right,
tell you
we
what,
need
if
more
he does,
team. We still
if he
got
does,
Marquez,
here's the
dude.
deal.
We still
If
got
he
Marquez.
does,
Back
if he does,
What?
if he does do it, if he stops and holds another clean sheet, because he's had 2 now.
Yeah.
If he holds another clean sheet, I want you to instantly become a Mexico fan for the rest of the tournament.
I'll
wear
your jersey.
That means you
I'll
never.
wear the damn jersey.
Okay, that means you never pick against them, no matter who they play.
I don't care. Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
that because
All right, you
they're
heard it
not
right
winning
here.
this
Clean
game.
sheet.
All right, so
Ochoa.
my prediction.
They're not
my
winning this
prediction.
game.
Clean
My
sheet.
prediction. No more BS offside calls.
Mhm.
No
Yes,
more BS
please.
fouls. I'm gonna call a 3-0 Mexico victory. Dos Santos puts in 2.
Yes.
Chicharito gets the start, and he gets 1.
I mean, Chicharito's not getting the start because he never gets the start ever.
And that's
he doesn't get
fine,
the start
but
at
he
Man U.
saves
He's
the
not getting
game.
the start for Mexico.
No,
Okay.
he'll.
The
no, he
Mexican
won't start
coach
either.
is too much of a friggin' homer and wants to put all the Club America players that
Yeah.
start. Okay?
Yes,
No.
he knows what
Ochoa
works.
took
He
Ochoa
knows
took
what
Corona's
works.
spot.
It
Corona's
doesn't work,
goalie.
obviously. They didn't even win the friggin' their own friggin'
We should invent a condom
group or club
called
or
the
whatever.
Ochoas.
Yeah, Coley Ochoa.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good. That's a good
100% protection.
100% protection.
brand.
You
The
think
way you got
you
going
think
on,
if
man.
you think you're getting inseminated, he's saving you. Yeah, because you know the goal line technology. No need there. We got Ochoa. We don't need goal line tech. He'll let you know when there's a goal.
What's
There's
your
none.
prediction, Kaz?
My prediction's gonna be 2-0, man. I think
At least
Croatia's
you're
got
not that much
they
of
got
a-
some tall motherfuckers, man. They can defend really good. Mexicans, we're short. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I think we still
Hey,
got
we
it.
still got Rafi Marquez.
Clean shit.
Those are
Yeah,
tall
we still got.
Mexicans.
Yeah,
He's like
we got to
Look, man.
Massa too.
I think that
Tall
if Mexico is to win the I'm just going to be serious here. I'm just being a Mexico hater when I say Croatia victory.
motherfucker.
I'm being an Ochoa hater. If Mexico is to win the game, their back four has to play. Okay, they have to play a hell of a lot better
I
than
don't
they
think
did.
the back four has to do much. This Mexico
think the passing
midfield,
team
this
is on
Mexico
point.
midfield is going to dominate Luka Modric because that's the only midfielder that they have.
Mm-hmm.
The Mexico midfield was their weak link apparently in qualifying.
Luka
They have been
Modric
awesome.
by himself is better than any Mexican player.
But Mexican
He's
players
got more
together
experience together. It's a team. It's
are
a
better.
team.
If they could control Brazil's midfield, they're going to
Which they
control
did.
Croatia's
Brazil
midfield.
had an off game.
Oh yeah, they had an off game.
And the four
Not
shots
really.
that they had on
Yeah,
goal
the-
that were
the- yeah, the-
fantastic.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Neymar
and
And you
header
had
bullet.
the
Yeah.
condom Ochoa
Yeah.
that protected him.
Dude.
Hey, look, man. Look, we're all sitting here and shit talking goes a long way. But once the game starts, we're all gonna find out who the fuck
all
is
these
really
numbers,
better.
everybody,
You know what I'm
everything
saying?
goes in the trash.
Yes,
You're
it
right.
does.
That's right. And I'll tell you
You're
what,
right.
Mexico's a better team.
Yeah, I believe
Well,
so.
I know we'll see that firsthand tomorrow, won't we?
Okay.
I
I'm
can't
Shawn
wait.
Adams.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
This is
And it's Cass.
Cass.
Hey,
There you go.
he took out
This
his
is
name.
Smack Talk.
Thanks for watching. No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you gotta do it.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.